Hello and welcome to episode 2 of my career playthrough, featuring a progression of efficient career rockets. Now this video should be a bit different because I think I might have made my audio better, for recording microphone stuff, and if I've done it right there should be game audio now in the videos because that wasn't previously available, but I'm not 100% sure that this is going to work, so who knows. Also, small announcement, I am from now on going to be putting the craft files for vehicles used inside the description on the Steam Workshop, so you can just download them from there and they'll just be in your game. Nice and easy and ready for you to use and access and put in your game. So just to recap a little bit, we have a contract out to get into Kerbin orbit. Now to do this we will need a new rocket, and we are going to equip it with a full two-stage booster setup with a recoverable booster setup, the way that is showcased in my other videos quite a lot. So how it's going to work is I'm going to have the bit that is going to go to orbit with the Kerbal on it up the top, and then I'm also going to feature a lower stage with just the basic Stay-Putnik probe core, which I can use to hopefully safely guide the lower stage down to orbit, or down from orbit. This rocket is also going to be rather large, which means I'm going to need to include just a couple of solid rocket boosters to help it make its way off the ground. And these won't be recovered, however, that doesn't matter because they are relatively cheap. So, nothing of significant value is lost there. Also, to launch an orbital vehicle, we will in fact have to upgrade the launch pad to be able to launch a larger vehicle. Alright, so the version of the craft which you are seeing me launch now will be a little bit different to what you saw at the end of construction, just because I had to remove some parts because it was over the part limit, because we have very strict limits to parts and counts because of the and also had to add some extra fuel to on the stage because I did do a test run, and that test run rather unfortunately ran out of fuel, so I had to in fact remove a battery from the recovery section. The first stage, because we should be able to launch just one battery, and decided to remove that just to make sure that we get this thing also due to the very unstable nature of this craft due to it being long and lots of parts and me not having unlocked the strike yet. We are taking a bit more of a careful launch trajectory, and it's not as sharp as the most efficient launch trajectory could possibly be. This is to stop structural failure of the rocket. Also, this lower stage we are going to leave a little bit of fuel in it, so we can do a bit of a re-entry slow down with it, because it's a little bit heavy and it's made out of a lot of parts, so it probably needs a little bit of help to get the parachutes to open. Okay, we're escaping the atmosphere about now, so we can turn that engine off and now, because on this map screen I can't set up a maneuver node, what you need to do is to just aim your capsule so that it's flying flat, and then when you have escaped the atmosphere and are kind of near-ish to your apoapsis, you want to throttle up with this second stage engine. Okay, we can quickly get some science from that materials bay, and now we can throttle up our engine to hopefully get into some kind of curved orbit with enough fuel left over to orbit, or else I'll go stuck there for a very long time. Okay, we have successfully achieved curb in orbit with this tiny rocket. So now what we need to do is we need to go to the Space Center and then select the lower stage from the tracking station, because we can't just swap in the map screen because that's currently locked. So we need to manually pilot this, and we won't have any SAS capacity to help us at all, or even directional controls. However, it looks like it's going to hit the atmosphere in the correct orientation, so we won't have to worry about that. Here it is, just naturally gliding towards the retrograde marker, which is excellent because that's what we need it to do for us to perform our little slowdown burn, just to make sure that those parachutes can safely open and the entire craft is recovered. Okay, starting slowdown burn. Bring this back down to the ground and perform a successful orbital class booster recovery with almost null detectory unlocked, which is a pretty impressive feat. So here we are covering the lower part of that rocket, which is saving us 5,000 tons, which is quite a bit, particularly at this early stage of the career playthrough. Now admittedly, the extra parts could have been used to gain extra science. However, at this stage there is quite a lot of science that we're still going to get through other aspects of the mission, and we'll still have chances to get them later with better rockets, which we have secured through having more capable facilities by saving funds. Plus, recovering a booster is pretty cool, I think at least. So, that's kind of an incentive for doing it. Now, to deorbit ourselves, I'm going to try and deorbit us into the oceans just off the shores of the Kerbin Space Center, just so that we can get the water biome, and because the ocean biome is a lot easier to touch down, it's a lot less damaging to the craft potentially than a land splashdown, although with a craft of this size it probably won't matter too much. So now we're just going to face retrograde to turn our thruster on. Let's set our periapsis to about there, so that we can come in nice and gently, but also let the Earth atmosphere do the final, the orbiting bit. And now we're going to face in a direction which isn't prograde, and we're going to detach the stage so that it's out of our way and can't fly back into us from there, the orbiting. So now we're going to face our rocket retrograde again, so that when we do start to re-enter, the part of the rocket that takes the impact of friction caused by Kerbin's atmosphere will be the heat shield, which can take it best. Now here's just some footage of a fairly regular capsule deorbiting. You know, it's fairly similar in a way to how a booster deorbits, however it's a lot smaller, which means the gravity has a much greater effect on it, which means we don't need to do a slowdown burn. And well, we can't do a slowdown burn, just simply because it doesn't have any propellant or engines left on it. Some excellent piloting skills right here. Word of advice, don't try and fly something with time warp greater than 1, usually doesn't end well. Now there are some temperature heat thermometers showing up on those science modules. However, because I set a relatively low periapsis and not actually a ground collision, there should be more higher atmosphere to bleed off the speed, meaning it hopefully shouldn't get as hot. Trying to face retrograde or just moving around like that can be an incredibly good method to try and save burning up bits of science to just expose the different bits, which helps it cool down just a little bit. If it were pointing perfectly prograde, theoretically none of the science units should be hit, because the only part that should be theoretically hit is the heat shield, which can take basically any amount of heating abuse, if you will. And we are slowing down, and we have completed most of our re-entry, so now we just need to wait until we slowed down enough for the parachutes to deploy. Okay, we can go ahead and deploy that, and Jeb will be lowered safely down to the ground in his capsule. Okay, now that we have successfully dropped down, we can get some science from a mystery goo observation, and Jeb can also perform an EVA and perform an EVA report for some bonus science, and we can now go ahead and recover that pod. So there we go, we've recovered a lot of science from this mission, which is excellent and will help us unlock some more parts for future missions. We have recovered some funds from that upper stage, which has again really significantly cut down the cost of the mission, and we get Jebediah back with an extra level, which is quite handy. Time for our next major mission from the Kerbal Space Center, which is to explore the Mun and to perform a flyby around it and to collect some data from it. So that will be our next mission, hopefully, with better stuff. Now I think I want to unlock this because it has a vacuum optimized engine, which will be very, very useful for our Mun mission. So yes, thank you for watching. This has been an excellent mission with a successful booster recovery and orbit using very low tech tree parts. Thank you for watching. A like or a subscribe would be very appreciated, because I do enjoy all support that comes to the channel. And thank you for the view. Thank you for watching.